We all know sugar's not great for us. But let's be real, who can resist? From that morning coffee to those irresistible desserts, it's sneaking into our daily lives. Picture this, the epic journey from raw materials to the sweet stuff we can't live without. You might think sugar just comes straight from sugarcane in some simple squeeze. But oh boy, it's way more high-tech than that. Inside massive factories, cutting-edge machinery transforms those stalks into the pure white crystals we sprinkle everywhere. Sure, sugarcane is the star for most sugar. But believe it or not, it can come from other sources too. For sugarcane-based sugar, it's all about harvesting and hauling it to the mill. Brazil's the global kingpin in sugarcane production. With India hot on its heels, Brazil pumps out a mind-blowing 830 million short tons of sugarcane annually. Talk about dominance. India grabs second place, where farmers truck massive loads to the mills. Once there, the stalks dive right into giant crushers. The roar of those machines kicks off this wild transformation. Crushing doesn't squeeze out all the juice at once. It's just the start. The fibrous leftovers head to powerful rollers for the real extraction. Imagine the intense pressure as these rollers smash the fibers flat, separating the sweet juice. The stalks pass through 2 or 3 sets, getting blasted with hot water and squeezed again to wring out up to 99% of that liquid gold. The leftover bagasse, it fuels the factory boilers, smart recycling on a massive scale. That bagasse burns hot in the furnaces, powering the whole operation. Eco-friendly and efficient, the extracted juice gets filtered and stored in enormous tanks. The sweet aroma filling the air. Lab techs test the stored juice for its chemical makeup and sugar content. Then it's off to reaction tanks, where lime and sulfur are added. And it simmers for 5 to 6 hours amid rising steam and bubbling heat. Inside, 2 reactions bleach and neutralize the juice. Once done, it's pumped to huge clarifiers, settling for hours to drop out impurities like a quiet, massive purification ritual. What emerges is crystal clear golden juice, separated from the gunk. It's sent to evaporators to boil down into thick, syrupy goodness. The concentrated syrup moves to processing tanks for another round of heating, the steam rising like a factory fog. As it heats up, they toss in prep sugar crystals to kickstart the magic, cooling in the tanks. New crystals form in a mesmerizing crystallization dance. Workers check in regularly to keep everything on track amid the humming machinery. Once cooled, you've got a mix of sugar, crystals, and molasses. That thick, sticky syrup. Molasses look tempting, but it's not the star. Next up is separating the sugar from this gooey partner. Enter the centrifuges. These beasts spin at a blistering 2.0 revolutions per minute, using centrifugal force like a high-speed carnival ride. With mesh screens inside, they trap the crystals while flinging the molasses out. The whirring noise is deafening. The molasses gets reprocessed 2 to 3 times to squeeze out every last crystal. Efficiency at its finest in these gigantic plants. The collected crystals head to dryers, gently warmed to perfection. Boom! You've got raw or brown sugar, which often fetches a premium as raw sugar in stores. This brown stuff is basically the unrefined version of our everyday white sugar. To get that pristine white, it goes through extra steps, melting it down with distilled water in a steamy wash. The solution flows through filters to catch any dirt or tiny rocks. Then it's on to decolorization machines for the final polish. In places like India, they use sulfur dioxide or activated carbon for decoloring, keeping it vegan-friendly. But in the US and other Western spots, bone char is common. That's charcoal made from animal bones, heated in low-oxygen environments. The sulfur method is cheaper and skips animal products, making that sugar fully vegan. Imagine this step ensures your sweetener is pure. But for US consumers, Most table sugar isn't vegan because of that bone char, a key detail if you're plant-based. That said, sugar processed this way can contain traces of sulfur dioxide, which isn't ideal for health. Sulfur-free options are better bets. Sulfur-free sugar, available in stores, that uses activated carbon or bone char instead. Either way, they pick a method to strip out the color in these vast facilities. In the tanks, the solution mixes with the char and sits, the air thick with anticipation. The char soaks up all the impurities. The now colorless liquid heads to vacuum evaporators, boiling off excess water while seeding with crystals amid the low-pressure hum. Post-evaporation, the syrup cools, birthing those sparkling white crystals. Back to the centrifuges for another spin to separate the white sugar from any lingering molasses and moisture. Precision engineering in action. The crystals tumble into rotary dryers to dry out and break apart. Then they vibrate through sieves for sizing and storage in silos holding thousands of tons. From there, it's packaged and shipped out to your local stores. Sugars packed with sucrose, glucose, fructose, carbs, and calories, but zero good vitamins. So overdoing it isn't smart. Many countries, including the US, regulate added sugars in products and slap on taxes to curb intake. It's a reminder of sugar's risks. But hey, the average American chows down about 57 pounds of added sugar a year. In the US, awareness is growing. But sugar can be as addictive as it gets, especially for kids. Studies on rats show they get hooked on sugary water, turning irritable when it's taken away, like withdrawal symptoms. Kids loading up on sweets wire their brains for more, leading to health issues down the line. Adults face the same pitfalls. Docs recommend cutting back for better health. The FDA suggests no more than 50 grams of added sugars a day on a 2.0 calorie diet. Even at holidays, moderation's key to staying on track. Alright folks, that's a wrap on this sweet adventure. Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you dug it, hit like and share. What other behind-the-scenes scoops do you crave?